Well, I want to start by thanking all of you for joining our Zoom check-in. Each one of you took the time to comment or write, and I did one of these before, and I think you saw it, and we kind of tapped into a little bit of the mental and emotional struggles of this quarantine in general, but even more specifically for people who are serving this time alone. And so I wanted to check in with each of you. I wanted to start by asking you first to introduce yourself, tell us kind of a little about yourself, like what life is like normally and what your quarantine, where you are.
My name's Traci. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. I have been married for 30 years. My children are gone. My husband is a CPA and he's gone all the time now. I'm a nurse, but I ended up getting contracted with the virus, so I have been in quarantine now for 14 days. I'm not allowed to see anybody. I have my dogs and the cats just chilling with me and just getting through this. So it's kind of emotional there where I can't see anybody because I've been sick, but it's been, how I want to word it, it's like, it's scary because you can't talk to anybody.
How are you feeling?
I'll have the fever, 101. I get real tired.
Well, and having the virus, it's a constant reminder you are dealing with exactly what why we're all buckling down.
Right.
I want to make sure we check in first and get everyone. Suzanne, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're at?
Okay, I'm originally from New York, but I'm in Tampa, Florida. And I have 3 children, a 19-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 9-year-old. So the 19-year-old she's doing school online, but the 17-year-old boy is just trying to do high school at home, which is interesting. And then the 9-year-old is a boy, and the energy is like, whoo, so I'm trying to deal with that. But I'm originally from New York, so my family's in New York, and my grandfather right now is fighting for his life with the virus. And so he's 96 years old. The hospital he was in, the care wasn't the best. We don't get a lot of answers. No one could be with him, and it breaks our heart here in Florida. We can't do anything. We don't know what's going on, and we can't see him. And for him to pass away alone. And I remember you were the first one who mentioned it on when you were on The View. I was watching it, and you said that, and I thought, man, I'm not really thinking that people have to pass away alone until it hit our home. And so we're dealing with it best we can. He's holding on, but I'm dealing with that, trying to keep a game face on for the other 3 kids who are, questions. And mommy, I'm scared. I want to go back to school. And I'm trying to keep it to where it's positive and, keeping faith up and hope up. But it gets challenging because sometimes like, where do I go? Who do I go to talk to? Who do I cry to? A lot of times I'm on my knees in my room by myself because that's the only outlet I can have.
Well, I don't want to reduce it to just women, but I know typically as a woman, I feel that the women in my life are always the ones that try to carry the burden and try to play the strong one, try to support. It's always someone else in front of them. I know, Traci, with you being a nurse, just your training is always about someone else. And I think in these times, I would like to remind you, because people remind me when I kind of hit my own brakes, that if you do break down, if you do cry, there's a life lesson and a teaching moment there too. And it's okay if you have to, because there are other people like us to stand around and hold you up if you need that. Because I know the kind of the weight of the world rides on so many women and their shoulders.
I'm from Van Nuys, California. I've been on quarantine or isolation for quite some time. I have 2 autoimmune diseases. So once everything started to come out in the news in LA, my doctors pretty much said, we don't want you leaving the house. I haven't really left the house since the 2nd week of March. It's been interesting. I mean, the first week was the toughest. I kind of ate my body weight in snacks, and then I was like, this can't go on. So, I mean, I live at home, but a lot of my family members are essential workers, so they are going out. And so it's kind of sucky because you're home, but you can't be in contact with people, and I can hear them on the other side of the door, but so like I've been like quarantined in my room, as you can see. And I'm waiting for the day that this is over. But I mean, thanks to all the essential workers, I mean, you guys are putting your lives on the line, and I just want to say thank you, Traci. My aunt is a nurse. I have my sister's a nurse, so they're all on the front lines, and it's scary because you don't want your family to get sick, but you know they're doing their jobs. And I couldn't force my aunt to stay home. She wants to help people, and that's what I love. I think the one silver lining is that you're seeing people's true characters, and it's amazing that people are willing to sacrifice their lives and their health to help others.
For me in life, when I get a chance to laugh or distract myself, I love a family board game or a game night. So I thought today we're going to try a new game, 2 truths and a lie, and I can start it out and then we'll go around the circle. It's kind of fun to try to figure these out. So we'll see how this one goes. It might be better than charades. Okay. So my 3 are: 1, I did 1 year of law school before realizing that wasn't for me. 2, I can walk on my hands. 3, I played in a gay men's volleyball league for 5 years.
I think the law degree is the lie.
I would say 2, number 2.
The walk on my hands?
Yeah.
I think it's a volleyball.
So you each think a different one.
Yes.
Okay, well, Susanne is actually right. I did not go to law school.
Oh.
I can walk on my hands, and I killed it in the gay men's volleyball league.
That's awesome.
So I minored in Middle Eastern Studies. The first day that I drove in Ireland, I crashed the car right out of the rental car lot, and I'm gluten intolerant.
Oh,
Crash the car.
I'm going to go with the minor.
I think that she did not study the Middle Eastern studies.
Okay. So you and I both think 1, and Tracy thinks 2, and everyone believes you're gluten intolerant.
Yeah, well, I'm not gluten intolerant.
Oh.
That's a lie.
You totally played us by mentioning the immuno part first, so we were set up. That's good.
Yeah,
Really good.
you got it.
My 3 are: my friend's son, a friend of mine's son, was in the Netflix movie When They See Us. I grew up in John Sally's neighborhood, the NBA player John Sally, and I studied abroad, early education in Italy.
I don't think your friend's son was in the Netflix movie. Don't tell me yet. That's the one I think is a lie.
I think the Italy one is a lie.
I'll go with number 2.
Number 2, which John
Was
Sally.
the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So we all picked a different one.
Okay, so the lie is I studied abroad in Italy. So Sarah,
Nice.
I did not.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Hey, she's on fire.
Okay, Tracy.
Okay, so I have a twin sister. I met Donny Osmond on Thanksgiving dinner one year, and my daughter and I got into an argument with Barry Bonds in an elevator.
Those are good.
You're definitely not a twin. Nope. You can't make 2 of you. I know this.
I'm going to say Barry Bonds. That's so random. That's such a random story.
I'm gonna say twins. I'm with Sarah.
You're right, I'm not a twin.
Oh my gosh, because then I started to question myself. I was like, maybe quarantine's extra tough on her because she's used to a roommate.
Wow, that was fun.
But I have to say, Indhira, you probably won that because,
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, seriously, you teed us up for yours. That was amazing. But before we kind of close off, one song that gets my family completely pumped is the song Gloria by Laura Branigan. So if you feel so inclined, I'm turning to my dance floor, which is almost my bathroom. Anyone that feels like jumping up to shake it off can join me in.
I'm so glad I wore pants, guys.
Can you hear
I
it?
haven't heard this song in so long. I love it.
Woo!
That is awesome.
It's kind of the magic in our house is whenever something's going on, we hit it with Laura Branigan and everyone starts to feel a little better,
That is
So
awesome. I haven't heard
That's
that
good.
song.
You got my heart pumping, so that's great.
me too. I was like, why am I so worn out? I just did a 5 count. But that is a song that gives the pick me up. And so I want to thank you guys for doing this today, for being vulnerable enough to share kind of what's going on in all of your lives. And I want you guys to keep in touch. And whether you're having a good day or a bad day or somewhere in between, you don't have to do it by yourself, even though we're all by ourselves. So please keep in touch. And let's just remember that at the end of this, even though we're all physically separated, we are closer than ever in some ways, because it is, for the first time in the history of my life, there's no us and them. There's humanity and a virus. And so I just want to know that I want you guys to know that we've started this little group and we're here for each other. And I'm just grateful for you guys to take the time to hang out, play, and laugh a little. Now I'm going to go chase a gremlin down. But
All right.
my love to all of you. Tracy, please feel better. And
Suzanne,
I'm thinking of your grandfather and Indhira and your gluten tolerance. So that's.
Thankfully, I'm not. I can eat as much gluten as I want.
But I will be in touch. So stay in touch, you guys.